Okay, welcome back. Deficits at the government level are not the same as household deficits. And the same is true for business. You don't run a business like you run your household, just like you don't run the government like you would run a business or a household. And I think people forget this. So I think that this is an important thing to look into, because at the end of the day, no one comes knocking on our door as the Canadian government, and this is because we're a monetary sovereign. That's a really important point, is we print our own money. We are not like part of the Eurozone. Nobody's coming to say, like, you have to pay this back now. And I think everyone is always like, your children will have to pay it back. But that's actually not probably going to happen, and it has not happened in recent history. So we can continue to run deficits as long as we're managing inflation. And obviously, you can't print money forever. That doesn't work either. But if we want to fund something, we don't necessarily need to collect the revenue first. And not necessarily, we don't need to collect the revenue first. We can just choose to fund it like we did with the COVID stimulus. And we don't have to balance the budget. Like, that is just not the way government works. It is not the same as a household. You absolutely can't print money as an individual in the same way a government can. It's important to remember that these two things are not equivalent, and you can't run a household like you run the government, nor can you run the government like you run a household. Deficits don't matter that much until we are looking at the point of being like extremely inflationary. And yes, I'm sure people are going to come at me about the post-COVID inflation. A lot of that was due to supply chain and supply chain challenges. So also keep in mind that that was like a once in a hopefully multi-generation event. Hopefully we don't have any more pandemics. But when you actually look at the accounting, which is all money is, it's just adding and deleting entries in a ledger in a bank account. It's not actual physical cash changing hands. It is not the same from a government perspective as you would run a household. Deficits do not matter in the same way that a lot of leaders from all parties would have you believe. We can choose to fund the things that matter to us, and I think oftentimes deficits are used as a cop-out to not fund social programs. So keep that in mind when you're voting this April 28th, and if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time.